Hi everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Got a nice machine in today. It's this JANOME JEM Platinum 720. It's a lovely little machine. I don't remember fixing one of these before, but yeah, it's quite lightweight, weighs 12 pounds apparently. Just read up about it. Got 20 odd stitches. Yeah, it's in for a service, so let's learn together how to do it. So I don't think I've done one of these before. First thing to do, give it a quick run. It's running. It sounds like it's doing everything it should be doing. Got a speed control here, which is working. Very nice. Okay. Take the needle plate off and the presser foot. Get that out of the way. Needle's in the right way around, so that's all good. I will change the needle, but it's nice to see it the right way around. Okay, just check the teeth are coming up enough, that's good. Just notice the needle plate's got a little bit of damage to it. It's got some little burrs on here, so I'll file them down. I'll do that now. Just take the edges off of those. Don't have to go too mad at it, just got to get those burrs off because that catches the thread. It will cause problems. Put the bobbin and the bobbin case out. Oops. Like so. Check for damage on the bobbin case. These plastic cases do get little dinks in them when the needle hits them sometimes, but this one looks pretty good. So I'm just going to pop a new needle in just to check the timing. Yeah, timing's good on the left, and it's always going to be good on the right if it's good on the left on these machines. That's good. The timing's fine. The reverse is working. Yep. Hear that little thud noise as the step motor turns it over. Okay, let's suss out how to take this apart. First one we'll do is the side cover. Looks like it's just held on with one screw. Another screw on top. Doesn't look like there's too many screws holding this together. That gets the top off. What we're going to have any screws in the side here somewhere. Just holding this on. Yeah, it's behind. It's just in there. So I'm going to get a small, thin Phillips screw. Just to get it into that Phillips screw. I don't think you have to take it off, you just need to loosen it, I think. Just checking that. Yep, so I've loosened it off. It's quite hard to see that screw, but it's a little chrome screw just in there. I'm not going to take it all the way out because I don't think you need to. If we So you can split the two casings apart just by pulling the back one down. Just lever it down slightly with a long screwdriver, and then that releases that there. So that's that bit there released. There's another screw on the back here, holding the casing on there. As I say, I haven't done one of these before, so we're just finding our way. And the next one probably is to undo the screws at the bottom. There's one there, one there, and two here. Oh, only one on there. See what else is holding that on. There's a couple of screws there. These are tiny screws. On there. One doesn't want to see it to come away from. I'm just going to separate them screws so I know which one's got on the bottom. A little screwdriver there just to pop out this screw. It's not biting very well from the plastic it's going into, but that's got that out now. That's good. Right, let's see now if we can work out how this comes apart. I think that's, this rubber foot might be in the way, so we'll take that out. Yeah, I think that's holding it on as well. Disconnect the electrics and then see if we can suss it out. And I think, like most machines, this is joined here, so you have to rise up. There. There's going to be some screws under here, so somehow we've got to take this bottom off. Trying to suss out how it all goes together. Yeah, that just pulls by the looks of it. Yeah, that's crafty. Oh, there's some fluff inside this machine. Get the compressor on that in a minute. So now releasing that one there gives us a chance to take the screw out of there and there. Hope you're catching this. Those two there, so this now pulls apart. This is really a matter of just easing everything apart. They're very clever, these designs. Don't know if there's anything at the top. Maybe that screw there, a little black screw. There's a black screw. I don't know if that's. Let me just release it a fraction, see if that makes any difference. Not a lot. And behind that there's a chrome one. Felt it move. So there's the chrome screw at the back there. Lets these separate a bit. Yeah. Always good fun. We'll suss out these machines. Excuse my hand being in the way, but just trying to ease all this apart so that I can suss out what's holding everything in. Right, it's nice and gentle. I think once I can crack the casing on here apart, I'm going to have some luck. The idea of this is just to ease it and not force it. It's come apart there. So the casing's actually split apart now. Just got to find what's holding it in place. I'm guessing one side will come off first and there'll be some screws holding the other side in. There's nothing in the side here. Still looking for hidden screws, but I can't see any. Normally when there's no hidden screws, it's a matter of popping the casing apart and it just comes apart. I think it's up here is there's a little cap here. I'm just wondering if there's a screw in there. Yeah. There's a little cover there. Just to release that screw off. Hopefully you'll let that come forwards now. There you go. Got there in the end. If you're trying this, never force it. There's always something holding it. And now we've got to get this cover. Front cover's got to come over this mechanism here. Just ease that forwards and then that comes across there, and then this should all just pop forward. Always good fun getting them apart when you haven't done them before. There is going to be some cables attached to this cover. This is where the display is, so just gently ease it apart. That's good. Have a look inside, see what's holding it all back. If there's too many cables, I might just leave it attached. Trying to get all them cables reattached is going to be a nightmare. Yeah, I can't get my big hands in there. So I think we're going to leave it. We're going to leave these cables, if you can see the cables in there, but as a sorry about the noise. Yeah, I'm going to try and do it by leaving this attached. I really don't want to be unplugging all those cables. I don't mind unplugging them, I know where they all go, but it's going to be a pain for me to get my hands in to re-plug them back in again. So let's just have another look at this cover. See if we can get the back one off without any hassle. Yeah, it's crazy. Some of these little machines are harder to work on than the big ones. Just wondering if that screw there holds that there. Screw right in the middle here. I'm thinking that is attached to the back cover. I'm just going to pop that screw out. See if that moves. Yeah. And again we'll see if this cover moves, which it doesn't. I'll try and suss out what's holding that. Still looking for screws that's holding it together. I'd really like to get the covers off. Quite a lot of fluff in there. Just got, while I'm thinking about it, tighten up a screw. It's catching on the mechanism. Just got to tighten that black one up again. Tighten that there. And I undid the black screw and the chrome screw here, and I didn't need to undo the black one. Get that up. It's not in the way now. That's good. If I can't find any screws and I can't get it off, I might go away and I've got some service manuals for these. I've got to wait, I can get to them online. I've got an account with JANOME, so I can get all the info I need. I can normally suss it out without having to read books though. It just feels it's moved, so there's no. They don't normally move if there's a screw holding them. That moves. It's the top that's not moving very well. In this corner, I just wonder if there's a screw in the corner. I can't see. I wonder if that's a screw there. It's not the best of video this is turning out because no, I don't think that's got anything to do with the cover. Yes, it has. Release that a little bit now. There we go. And then that has to come over the top of the control panel. And that should, if I can just push it very tight. I'll just use a screwdriver just to pry it over there. Yeah, that's why it's just got to leave that over. Don't want to damage it. All coming across now. Let me just lay it on its front nice and gently. Try and I think, There we go. When I do get it off, it's going to be fun getting it back on. Nearly there. That's it, just ease it off. So yeah, there's not many screws holding this on, but it's very tight, very well designed. Oh, there goes the handle. Don't forget the handle when you put it all back together again. Pop that out the way. That's good. So we can get at the back and at the front by just lifting the cover away. As I said, I'm not going to undo all the connections for the front cover because I'll never get my hands in there properly. So reconnect. You can see from this we've got quite a lot of fluff underneath. Still coming out. We've got these oiling pads which are bone dry. There's one there, there's one there, there's probably one at the other end. So don't know if it's ever been serviced. But it will be today. Okay, let's just get this. Get rid of all this fluff. Not too much stuck to anything, it's just a matter of blowing it off, getting some lubrication into it. So we're going to oil this pad up here, just let some oil drip onto it. We can afford to put quite a bit of oil on there because then it can feed it as it sows later on. It won't drip, it won't go anywhere where it shouldn't be. Another one here. This is your stitch length mechanism here. So that enables the step motor just to move the stitch length. Some in there. In there. I've got grease on this for this plastic, so that's okay. This here is the feed drop mechanism. Just make sure that's nice and smooth. It's not a part that's used much unless people are doing embroidery. Make sure there's plenty in there. And the bottom of it where it's fluffy. Again, with all my machines I service, I'm just watching for what turns, what rubs against each other, getting some oil into that. Not too much on these machines. Because there's no gears working the patterns. It's all just step motor. You've got a left right one for the zigzag and the forward and back one for the feed dog. Once we get some oil into all those moving parts, it'll be fantastic, which it is. I do like JANOME machines, and this one's very well designed. It's like a compact machine full of electronics. Now I'm just trying to get into the back, just into here. There's a shaft there. I can't really show you what I'm doing because there's not a lot of room. Just working oil into all the joints as always. Make sure everything's got a bit of lubrication on it, then it's not going to seize up. See, some machines have an oiling pad this end, but I don't think this one has. No, it hasn't. Unless I'm not seeing it, but I can see where it would be, and it's not there, so it hasn't got one. Right, that's pretty much the bottom oiled now. Now we need to go up to the top. I'm going to have to do this one through this gap. So again, just pull that cover forward. I will check all the connections before I put it back. There's no oiling pads up here. It's a shame. I quite like oiling pads because they just keep it nicely lubricated while you're using the machine. Okay, just release the tension so I can blow any fluff out. Now I'm going to turn the machine, just work some oil into the joints at the end here. Make sure the needle bar gets some. And we've just found a load of cotton wrapped around the mechanism here, so it was black, I couldn't see it straight away. That just goes around, it was all around this joint here, quite a lot. That would have stiffened it up a bit. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to loosen this screw off. Left hand thread this is, so you have to turn it clockwise just to loosen it. Take it right out, and then I can open this up. I can pull that forwards. Excuse my head. And this way I can just pop that sideways a little bit. Just check. There's no threads in there, and there is. Because I've loosened that off, I can pull it out nice and easy. You can spend hours trying to unthread it and unwrap it all around here if you can't take it apart. Just checking there's nothing in the centre of that. There isn't. That's pretty much all gone now. Normally if you turn the machine backwards, sometimes it will untangle anything that's stuck out of view. But, I'm pretty sure there's nothing left in there now. And after we've done that, we're going to pump some oil into it. Put that screw back. Obviously left hand thread, turn it anti-clockwise to do it up. Can't over tighten them really, just do it finger tight. The machine will do the rest. When it runs it will tighten it up. Okay, that's that there. We're still working some oil in. Needle bar, presser foot bar. And then we've got a piston that's attached to the needle bar that needs some lubrication in it. It goes left and right. The important bit to get some on because that will seize otherwise. And down there, some more on the main shaft, just where it comes through, hits the bearing. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of oiling points on these machines. Sorry about the noise. Next job now is to pop the rear casing back on. We'll get the casing on and secure, and then I'll check all the connections in the front cover. And it can all be screwed back together again. I've got a feeling this is going to be fun. Keep hold of this. So, sort of reverse it back how it was. Always going to be fun getting this back on. We have to turn it up the other way. That's it. Now, there's no easy way of me describing how this is going to go, because it's just going to have to wiggle it in, get everything lined up. You've got to make sure that this hole covers the control unit. That's probably the first thing to do. Be mindful that everything else has to slide into place as well. But this should just pop in to the right place, to be honest. I'm just mindful of this handle. I don't want to get it together and the handle's not there. First thing to do is to push down so that cover so that control unit is going in that hole completely, which it is, and then we can probably pop it up on its base. That's fixed, so once that's there, it can't go any further that way. I think that is all going. That handle's in place, that can't go anywhere now. So what we need to do now is put that little bracket back in, which was here. So this bracket's important. It holds the back cover on, and it supplies this screw here, which you get to from there to secure that cover on. So let's get this back in. Going to be fiddly. Front cover's going to be in the way. I'll have to pull that out again. Tricky old machine to work on this thing. Bit of fluff there, get rid of that. So that's going to go in there. I'll be a bit dexterous with this to get that through into the back casing. Just use a smaller screwdriver. Get it started. And screw it up. It should only go in one place. Nice and tight, not too tight, because it will strip the thread at the back. So that is now holding that top rear cover on. And then this here will slide onto that screw, and then we can tighten that down. So that's all good. Next thing to do before I do that, so that is the only screw that's hidden really and holding it all away. We're now going to check the front cover connections. I said. It's quite a few. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's a good 7 cables there, all with plugs on the end. They're all plugged into the main board. That's good. Now 8, there's another one I've just seen. But they're still plugged in, which is good. Now we have to try and pop the whole thing together. It will be a little bit fiddly, but it should all just clip. This one here. It's all nice and. But they're always fun when there's. That's it. Just clip it together. Just nice and gently. Don't force anything. Do it and work it around. And then underneath, the last bit here is the 2 covers underneath. That should just pop together. Like so, and then these should as well clip in, which they are. And then normally I just do that, just to tap them together. Okay, now we've got to remember where all the screws go. So I've got a screw up here, which I used. We got one on the back, which was there. Was it back? Yeah, it was that one. Actually, I think it was a longer one. I think it was that one there. Goes in there. And then tighten up this one on top. And then another short one just in there. That's good. I'm not having to line up any screws, which shows that you've got the casing on properly. That's all good. Now I need to work out all the other screws now. That can pop on top of there just to cover up the screw. There's this one here at the bottom. And we have a couple of screws here, which are these 2 small ones. There and there, I think. No, not that one. I think it might be definitely that one. Goes in there. And another short one. I think it's going to be that one maybe. Pops in there. Make sure when you tighten these up that you're holding the cover together so it all lines up. Okay, so that's those. We've got those 2 in there. Just double check that I've got all the screws in the casings. That one's done, that one's done. There's one there holding that up. There's nothing in the side because that all clips together. Like so. casing's good. I've got another one which I think is that one there, goes in there. The rubber foot screws into the metal casing as well, so you have to take these off to get the casings off. And then we've got a hole here which takes this screw. I'm thinking, yeah, that's for the side cover. And then we've got two screws there, one in the middle, that one through there, and then this one here. Goes through there. Right, yeah, another one there. So I'm just checking all the screws. And this one here, just be careful with this one, that it's this just slides in. Let's just get that out of the way. Start getting everything out of the way here, just sliding it all over. Make sure it's all okay. Slight gap there, I'm just trying to close that gap. I think it's caused by, I don't know what's stopping that. Maybe like that. Like that. Okay. Now before I screw that on, I'm just going to check the mechanism's working to drop the feet. Which it is. Sometimes this lever here doesn't engage properly, but it is doing now. Screw back in there. You've got this big one here, self tapper, just grabs the plastic from behind it. Don't do that too tight. I think someone's over tightened these in the past. Not really holding anything. That's why I had to use this screwdriver in the first place. Not the end of the world, because it don't really do a lot. But can't really put glue in there because you never get them out again. Anything a little bit bigger. That's my screws. Yeah, that's not going to work. No. That one's alright. I'm just going to have to put this in loosely. Luckily it's not a functional thing. And then this back on here, sort of clips into place. This long screw through the side. And that should line up, which it does. Check the gap on here, check it's uniform, screw that in. That's good. Right, so that is now back together again. Next thing to do is plug it in, check it runs, in case I've missed any of those plugs on the circuit board. Don't think I did. Can do that sometimes. There you go, set itself up. Stick it on zigzag, nice and wide, nice and long. That's zigzagging. Full speed. You can slow it down with this here. And reverse it with there, which is doing. You put the needle down and up. Set the tension right. Okay, that's pretty good. How that's strip it in there. You see, it's doing a zigzag. It's actually nice and quiet now. It was a bit noisy when it came in. It's nice and quiet now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a quick clean before I sand with it, because it's quite grubby. One of those machines that gets quite mucky when I'm fixing it, because you've got to manhandle it quite a lot. Just get the covers back on properly. I don't clean it with anything fancy, just a bit of antibacterial polish. Just surface cleaner we like to use in the kitchen. Normally brings them up nice. There's only a bit of grease off my hands. Nice, working well. So now we'll give it a sew, check it's working. That's the important bit. Just going to check the tensions on here, a little bit tight. A little bit tight when you use metal bobbins in these plastic cases. The weight of the bobbin affects the tension. We'll leave it on that for now. A drop of oil on the hook where the bobbin case sits. Not too much. Clean the teeth out because I noticed a bit of fluff stuck in between them. We've already filed down the needle plate, so that's all good. Timing's fine, got a new needle in there. We're going to put the Press the foot back on. Nice zigzag foot on there. Tighten that up. Okay, let's just check the bobbin winder works. Yeah, bobbin winder's working nicely. Probably the only thing I'd go against this machine, it's a little bit flimsy, the bobbin winder, but it's doing its job. Drop the bobbin in the case, wind it in. Tension's quite high on that, might have to adjust that. Going to thread this machine up. Seems a bit good. That's got a needle threader on, but as I always say on these videos, I never trust the needle threader to actually work. This one did, which is good. Normally by the time they get to this age, the hook's bent. It doesn't go through the eye of the needle, but this one did, so that's good. Right, the tensions are quite tight, so I'm thinking I might have to adjust these. But let's sew it first. Proof is in the pudding. See what it sews like, shall we? Do a straight stitch first. Certainly sounds nice. Just going to set zigzag. Zigzag will show up the true tension if there's any issues. Yeah, you can see underneath, top tension's miles too loose. Or the bottom tension's miles too tight. I think it's that one because of that metal bobbin. I think what I'm going to do is change that to a plastic bobbin if I can. If the customer's got any plastic ones in here. Nope. Going to pull the tension down from the top. Yeah, it's pretty loose. Let me just re-thread it, check I've threaded it properly. Yes. The top tension doesn't seem to be doing anything. Set that tension on 5. No, just check. Tension is not working properly. I don't know why. Need a bit more tension on that. I might have to strip that down again, you know. Do without doing that. I'll strip it down again and then come back to you. Okay, as you can see, I've got it apart again, and I just found some cotton which I've missed, which is inside the tension unit between the discs at the bottom. I've removed that. That's what was affecting the tension. So now, luckily, I only had to take the front cover off. Didn't have to take the back one off again. So it's all back together again. Right, the back is just got to put the front together now, and then we'll sew it up, and I'll come back to you. Okay, got it all back together again, threaded it up. I've done a bit of sewing with it. If I just show you what I've got so far. I've left the metal bobbin in, that obviously wasn't causing the problem. So you can see on the front side here, good zigzags all the way along. But this one here was the first one I did before I took it apart again. Really loose underneath, which is caused by a loose top tension. So I've sorted that out, found the fluff, the cotton that was causing the problems. Now we're getting an identical stitch front and back. A bit of a pain having to keep taking it apart, but probably my fault for not finding it in the first place. Give it a stretch stitch to do. 19, that's it. That's a nice stretch stitch. So the machine goes back and forwards, creating the stretch stitch. Which is nice. Runs really nice, this machine. Obviously a lot better now because it's free of all that fluff. Cotton wrapped around the needle mechanism, take up lever mechanism. Reverse is working. Very happy with that, it's a nice machine. Just cut off the bad sewing that we're not getting anymore. Put that in with the machine, give it back to the customer, show it's working properly. Okay, so yeah, the problems we found with this machine was thread wrapped round, bone dry, lots of fluff underneath. Thread caught in the tension unit, which it took me a while to find. That was it really. Everything else was going. The needle threader works, which is unusual. Cleaned it all up. I'm going to clean it up again because I've taken it apart again. Thank you for watching the video. Hopefully it helped. It made it look more complicated than it was, but I had to find out how to strip it first. Once I found out how. Stripping it the second time didn't take long, but I didn't show it on video because it's just repeating what I've shown you. It's all gone back together nicely, all the screws lined up. There's no screws left over, which is always a bonus. Give it a clean, put a sticker on it, let the customer know it's ready. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, it does help me. Any questions, just ask. I'll try to answer them if I can. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one.